Hey y'all.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Reality Forum.
So today we are going to be talking about corporal punishment.
To spank or not to spank?
That
is the question.
Yes, it is. This is a topic I'm really excited to talk about because, I think that over the years, parents have gotten away from spanking their kids. Mainly, I would have to say because school systems and the government now started getting in the business. And I do remember a couple of parents getting in trouble and it being, on the news and stuff. And if any teacher, hears that you're spanking your kids, they're going to call Child Protective Services on you. I mean, that's just what it is nowadays. And so I think that has caused a lot of parents to start, doing the timeouts and, the counting and just getting away from
actual spanking.
Yeah, like putting their hands on their kids. And I mean, to me, I just think that that's not something that we should completely get rid of. Like, I was spanked growing up, you was spanked, right? True. I mean, and we turned out just fine.
Yeah, we turned out just fine.
Just fine. No, seriously. I mean, I think that there is a time and a place, and I think that, it definitely shouldn't be used as the only type of punishment. But I do think that in some circumstances, it should be used.
That's true. And we got to have a disclaimer here because we're not saying that you should abuse your kid.
Not at all.
Because there are some people that go above and beyond and way too far. Mm-hmm. Okay? Which, we've had experience with. But as far as spanking kids need to be spanked. Okay? They just have to be. Yes. All kids are different though. Sometimes, some of them you could just give them that, hey.
Stern talking to.
Don't try me. Okay, you can give them that, and some of them will be like, okay, let me stop.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't instill any fear in them, they will grow up and wind up beating you up. Okay, yeah. That's the bottom line. Okay, so I mean, I'm telling you, it is something that I've seen over the years. I'm old enough to have seen that, and I've seen it in some of my girlfriend's kids, like the reporter who we're always referencing. She's got 2 boys. Mm-hmm. Both of them are teenagers right now. And she doesn't spank them because she says that she was spanked when she was a kid. Mm-hmm. Now, since she doesn't spank them, they are running ramshot over her life. They're teenagers right now. Both of them have gotten into so much trouble. I mean, when she come home from work, they got like 20 people in the house just, chilling, feet on the couch, watching TV, sometimes drinking beer. They're underage, doing all kind of shit.
What? I would have never been allowed to.
Yeah. And I'm like, homegirl, what is going on here? She's like, I don't know, it's driving me crazy. I'm like, girl, first of all, they're too old to spank now.
Yeah.
I mean, they're damn near grown men. Mm-hmm. However, she does have some things that she can still use because, number one, she's paying their phone bill. Mm. Okay? Use what you got. I mean, sometimes you need to cut that shit off and tell them, look, I ain't paying your phone bill until this place gets cleaned up.
Yeah.
Or I ain't paying your phone bill until you get your grades up. There's things that parents can do. Mm-hmm. But you definitely need to spank that ass.
When they're young.
When they're young, especially when they're young.
Yeah. I think, yeah, exactly. Like, we see it all the time on Teen Mom. We watch Teen Mom. For those of y'all that watch Teen Mom, y'all know a lot of them kids, the majority of them kids would benefit from getting that ass toe up. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Leah's little girl. I remember, matter of fact, the last episode that we watched, mm-hmm. she was like yelling out. She put her in timeout, and then she's like, "You're stupid." Called the mom stupid. Hell to the no. See, when it comes down to blatant disrespect, you know what I'm saying, to where the kid is, talking back to you or calling you names or, trying to hit and stuff like that. Those are the moments where you need to nip that in the bud. And those are the moments that I believe, call for spanking. Okay. Yes. I'm not saying beat the shit out of them to where they just, unconscious or something crazy, but I mean popping them either on the hand, on the ass or whatever, but you need to let it be known that, hey, this is the type of behavior that I will not tolerate, that you will not do.
Exactly. It's not acceptable. But by you not doing anything and not spanking, you're giving a wrong signal, letting them know that it's acceptable and that you will accept that type of behavior.
And then as they grow up, you're just going to continue to get that type of behavior. They're going to continue to disrespect you. And I think if you don't get a hold of it while they're young and correct that behavior, it just gets worse, you know, over time. And then you end up, you know, losing them, kind of.
That's the truth. You will lose your kids if you don't do that. And see, the thing is, that was a one episode that we watched on Teen Mom where Leah was the same little girl. She had her in the back seat, and the little girl was kicking and screaming, talking about, I want pizza! I want pizza! You know, and she was on camera. Yeah. So, you know, she probably felt like, well, goddamn, look at this little heifer showing out. And she was like, 1, 2, like counting. Yeah. No, hun, I would have told that camera down and said, excuse me, we're taking a brief commercial break. Okay, cut that fucking camera off. I'd have pulled over the side of the road, got my little shoe out, and spanked her ass a couple of times. And then I would have got back in the van, told her, now you behave yourself. If not, I'm going to pull over again. Okay?
It's bringing back memories, y'all.
And then I put the camera back on and said, now back to regular programming. I'm telling you. I don't, no.
Exactly. For the parents that are afraid of doing it, you know, because they don't want to get in trouble or because people are watching and stuff like that. Like, look, there are ways to get around that. Seriously. Now, and we have to, you know, keep saying this. We're not saying to abuse your kid. True. But look, if you need to take their ass to the bathroom, okay, or, you know, come and pick them up for lunch. If you hear they acting up at school, pick them up for lunch. Take them home, wear that ass out, and then send them on back.
That's true.
You know, but you have to nip that type of behavior in the bud. Like, it just, I mean, and it's crazy because what I will say is that, like, growing up, I was abused, and not by my mom, but
at the hands of a stepfather.
Right. And he did take, you know, corporal punishment and spanking way too far. However, even having that, you know, having to go through that, now, you know, 10 years later or however long it's been since, you know, we were in that situation, like, I still feel that corporal punishment is necessary in some cases, you know. And
but not to that extreme.
Not to that extent. Not to that extreme. You know.
I mean, because I did not agree with the punishment. You know, sometimes he was just too much. I mean, it was just too much.
Yeah. But
you know, but I am. That doesn't stop me from being a proponent of spanking.
Exactly.
Because some kids, not some kids, basically all kids need to know right from wrong.
Exactly.
And if you don't teach them at a young age, they're gonna grow up disrespecting you, disrespecting people in society, and they ultimately will wind up in jail. And I've seen it throughout other families. I've seen it throughout extended families where some of my family members didn't spank their kids. And you know the kids that we're talking about. Those 3 kids wind up on the wrong side of life, basically.
Exactly.
Like, they don't even know.
In and out of jail, juvie. First it was juvie, now it's jail. It's just, like,
mentally they're messed up.
Exactly. All of that stuff has an effect on you when you become an adult. So it's up to the parents to get in there and, you know, establish the authority and let kids know, like, look, this type of stuff is not going to be tolerated. You know, some parents I know, they try to be friends and shit with their kids. And you can't do that.
Not at a young age.
Not at a young age. You have to draw that boundary there, you know what I'm saying, and establish that type of relationship that they know, okay, this is my parent, this is, you know, I'm supposed to listen to what they say, do what they say. This isn't like homie to where I can, you know, do what they say if I feel like it. Like, no.
Yeah, it's not an option. You know, when you're a kid, there is no option.
I see a lot of parents, young parents too, they be negotiating and shit with their kids. Like, my mom never negotiated with me. It's do what the hell I say or you gonna get the backhand.
True.
Like,
hey, that's the true fact.
You know, but hey, I'm a productive member of society. I ain't never been to jail. Like, you know, I know right from wrong. And
yeah. I mean, because the thing is, when you instill corporal punishment, you also have to instill it with love. You know,
exactly,
because what you are doing is correcting the behavior because you love your kid. You know, when you don't correct the behavior, you don't love your kid, because you're going to let society get a hold of your kid. And when society gets a hold of your kid, they will fucking wring your kid's neck. Okay, this is how you get all these kids on these fucking opioids and sitting up here talking about all this depression and all this other bullshit, you know, and they throw all this anxiety and all that kind of stuff. Just so much shit in the mix right now. And most of that, I'm not saying corporal punishment is the
cure to all of that. No.
But if you can get a hold of your kid's mind and their thinking, you know, a lot of this other shit won't be a factor. You know,
or it will be a factor, because I mean, you can't get rid of anxiety. I mean, we all experience it and stuff like that, but at least
it won't be a crutch for you.
Exactly. And they'll know how to deal with it. They'll know how to push through it, and you know what I mean?
Right.
Continue on doing what the hell they need to do to survive in life. But
and you have to have a communication with your kid. You have to communicate. That's one of the things I can honestly say.
Yeah.
That I communicated with my kids on everything, because I used to let them know, look, you know, this is the reality of this situation. You know, this is the reason why I'm doing this. This is the reason why I'm saying this. There's always a reason for it. And when the kid can understand where you're coming from,
exactly,
they can kind of understand, okay, well, this is what we need to do, you know, or whatever. This is the way I need to behave, you know. So I mean, it's just, it's to me, to spank or not to spank, I'm gonna err on the side of spanking.
Yeah.
Okay, because I've seen what the other side is with those kids that have not gotten spanked throughout their whole entire life, and I ain't saying that all of them have turned out bad, but a hell of a lot, a big majority have. And that is an issue.
Yeah.
You know, when girls are going out here getting pregnant at
teenage
moms,
pregnancy,
they've never had anybody to tell them, get in the house, sit your behind down, cut this boy stuff out, do your homework, get on this.